To those of you who are finding yourselves here with me amidst the agony, I understand that it is raw and real, but we're here together. And the real answer, you're irrelevant to this person right now. There is no other explanation. And my God, it hurts more than anything that you have ever experienced in your life. And the sooner you forge your way through accepting your irrelevance and accepting your place in the abuse, the better. You simply cannot understand the cruelty of this narcissist, and you have to stop trying. You are morally inclined to and guided by your conscience, and while this person suffers from a lack of consciousness and a severe moral deficiency, so will you have empathy towards them, or will they have empathy towards you? It is your choice, or is it? I say this from a space of pure love for another human, a real place. And while I am not aloof to having felt anger and animosity after my breakup with my narcissist, I'm not there anymore. I'm at a different place in my healing, and I can draw from a more positive space, a space from which I have established my love for myself. And I consider myself a woman that I know at depth, and I understand that you undoubtedly are filled with animosity and anger, just like I was. And that's okay. You don't need to be where I am or anybody else is in their healing journey, especially that the odds are probably high that the person discarded you and immediately moved on into a new relationship. If this was truly a relationship with a narcissistic individual, and they moved on with either somebody former or new, and you were discarded at the exact time you were, because the next supply was already lined up and ready to go and probably asking a lot of questions. So that anger and animosity that you're feeling, it may pass and it may not. And you have found yourself being morally compromised over and over and over again, saying and doing things that you may have not otherwise said or done, or feeling things that you may have not otherwise felt, and losing your patience, and at times being mean to the people that you love, and distancing yourself from them emotionally simply to protect the last shred of integrity and self-worth that you have left. It either has been or will be used against you, so you have learned. And because the narcissist cannot understand the way you feel or face reality about the mistreatment that requires substantial effort on their part, to repair, which is impossible, scientifically proven, it's a futile effort. So the narcissist, they're even more fragile emotionally than you are at your lowest point, and you cannot rely on a narcissist of all people to repair wounds that they caused. They may try for a fleeting moment, but they will never ever understand the healing process that you are going through. And every little cut that's reopened by them will be a fresh memory to you, but not to them. And they will not understand the bleeding that follows, and your pain and your struggle to heal will not be met with any form of love and an increased effort on their part. It will be interpreted as your character flaws and lack of love for them. So be patient with yourself. A devastating reality for many is that they simply cannot understand an ounce of the sadness, the holding your ground, the anger, the disappointment, withdrawal, and calling them out on their lies consistently. It's one of the more true signs of the loyalty that you possess for them and the wounds that they caused you, and you're begging them to help you over and over and over, and you're so devoted to healing any wounds that you've caused them because you see their internal beauty and you desire that internal beauty above all else, and want nothing more than to give back your own beauty to them unequivocally, and accept that no matter how much you want to give yourself to them, you'll barely move the needle. You are loyal to them in every single facet of life. And it is loyalty to a fault. And you don't have moments of weakness with loyalty. You don't seek out other people you don't confide. You don't have a mask that you wear. You don't have sex with strangers, and you don't understand that the answers are not within the narcissist, and you can't understand why they're not reciprocating and why they constantly doubt you and say they don't trust you. But you must hold your ground. You must hold your no contact, because your loyalty to the narcissist, while it may seem real to you, it means absolutely nothing to the narcissist. And they honestly think of it as a sign of a lot of weakness. Whenever you're first discarded, you're feeling dizzy and you don't understand what happened. You're confused and relentlessly pursuing the person that you love and this person that's discarded you. It's a feeling that cannot be described in any other way other than nonsensical, and it leaves you reeling with shock and pain. And relief only presents itself to you when this narcissist returns to you, whether it be days, weeks, months, or even years later. And you don't realize your irrelevance to them after the first discard. You're under the assumption that the wonderful human in front of you was just suffering from a momentary lapse in judgment. Sometimes they'll apologize in some form. Sometimes they'll have logical reasons for their misstep, and they will promise that they have learned their lesson and that they'll never repeat what happens, and they may use your goodness as the reason that they discarded you, saying that you were too good to be true, and you may even be scapegoated and blamed. But at the same time, you'll be so enthralled by this cathartic feeling of having them back that the reality of your irrelevance to them, it doesn't take form yet. And you forgive and you celebrate their return with incalculable love. But there is a relentless reality. You've been discarded again. Maybe the second discard happens whenever you are most vulnerable. You recovered from the first one, and say the holidays are near, and you just lost your job. You're down on your luck. Somebody died in your family. You have health concerns, and you've asked for their support for a number of reasons. And again, you're starting to feel dazed and confused, and you're again relentlessly pursuing this person that you love and a person who has discarded you in the past. And you'll do damn near anything to hold them near, to hear their voice, and to take away whatever demons they're hiding that is leading them to discarding you again. And you have almost you've forgotten about all of that vulnerability you were facing before this latest act of cruelty. So here comes the second discard, and their reason for the second discard is you, at least in their reality. Something you didn't do, something you did do, caused them to feel a certain way, conjured up feelings of missing someone else, required too much of them, and you ultimately led them to their disregard of you in the narcissist's mind. You vow to do better for them and to make a pact to love them exactly as they want to be loved and needed, and it's a euphoria meeting their needs and feeling like you understand them better. Hell, you even love them more deeply than you did before, and you allow yourself to transcend this selfishness and develop selflessness while with the narcissist, but you're gasping for air. And this is the unyielding truth. The moments in which breathing is no longer an automatic process. You've been discarded again and again and again and again. And the timing, the reasons, the justifications, they no longer add up. Your struggle to breathe as you recognize this discard habit is that it's like a type of coping mechanism, possibly, you're thinking to yourself. And it's not unique to you, and it's not unique to your relationship. It's happened hundreds of times since you've been in this narcissist's lives. And these brief moments of clarity occur when you understand that you, in fact, are not the source or the cause of the discarding. And now your inability to breathe goes from a temporary state of permanent repetition. You are irrelevant to them, and it's no longer debatable. It would be infinitely softer on the heart if, in fact, you and your unique love for each other were the cause of the discarding. The cause of the discarding with the narcissist is the result of challenges unique to you and your relationship with the narcissist. At the very least, that would mean that you are of relevance to them, but you are not. The truth is, you've been discarded no differently than hundreds of times before, and this has happened to others in their past as well. They may have expressed that genuine emotion and when they were saying sorry, and they may have legitimately used your occasional struggles with not being your best self as fuel for their fire. And they most definitely did. And the reasons are innumerable, but the discard is always the same. If you were relevant to them, you would not be discarded. And at the very least, if you were relevant to them, you'd know that their empathy during this trauma that you've been feeling, but it is simply not there. All you know of are justifications. And I can't speak for anyone but myself, and I know that I am irrelevant to my narcissist. The evidence is damning no matter how. I've looked at it from every which way possible, and there were years of wounds associated with this irrelevance, and there was pain. There's a lot of memories. There's a lot of unresolved anger, and there are the ashes of disappointment, but there is also this unceasing love that cannot be denied, and that is for myself, that somewhere amongst the ashes there is a small fire in you and in myself, and in each of us, no matter how much we hurt that, or how much hurt that we caused. The fire can be flamed to enormous heights, and progress is always possible. So, have you been victimized by a narcissist? Do you want to tell a part of your story? Leave that in the comment section below. My name is Sara Ann Brown, and this is Narcissistic Abuse 101.